I come from? Hey, how's it going? If you guys saw the last two videos on my channel, I'm sure you already know what I'm reviewing next, and I'm also sure you can tell by the title what I'm reviewing. I don't know what that was, I'm sorry, but yeah. I'm going to be reviewing Rob Zombie's 31. I almost said Rob Zombie's Halloween. I don't know why. Damn, it's been a while since I've seen that movie. I remember liking it, but I mean, my opinion might change, you know, after not seeing it in like years, but anyways, I'm going to be reviewing Rob Zombie's 31 for you guys. Now, I actually saw this movie back when they did the Fathom event premiere, where they premiered it on September 1st, you know, the very beginning of last month. You know, they did a special screening for people where they, you know, showed the movie and then two of his music videos from his latest album, and you know, they had a little bit of like behind the scene footage and interviews with Rob Zombie at the end of the movie. It was a really neat experience. I honestly thought it was a lot of fun. So I'm glad I went to that. But yeah, it's been a little bit since I've seen the movie, so, you know, pardon me if my memory's a little shaky. But yeah, so Rob Zombie's oh god, I said it. I'm just gonna say 31 so I can stop saying Rob Zombie. 31. I watched 31. So 31 was Rob Zombie's very first film that I believe he, it got made from, you know, being funded on Kickstarter, or one of those, you know, sites. I believe it was Kickstarter, but I guess the film made a lot of money, so Rob Zombie finally got the chance to make it, and he made it. And this is it. And I remember very first hearing, you know, back when he was going to make this movie, and they released, like, you know, little concept art for the film of all the clowns and stuff, and I thought, stop. And I thought, well, you know, wow, this looks really cool. I'm actually really excited to see it. You know, it's really, you know, it fit Rob Zombie's style, definitely. You know, his diverse style in all his movies. So I was really excited to see it. And before I talk about this movie, let me first talk about Rob Zombie and what I think about him. Rob Zombie's the kind of guy, you either love him or hate him. There really is no in-between. I've never heard somebody say, Rob Zombie's okay. You know, you either love him or hate him. You know, there's no in between. And for me personally, I kind of like his movies. I like House of a Thousand Corpses, I like Devil's Rejects, I even like Lords of Salem. I know I reviewed Lords of Salem like way back when it first came out, and I was a little iffy on it, but you know, I've ended up watching it every Halloween for some reason, and I actually kind of like it. It kind of grew on me a little bit. So yeah, Rob Zombie, he's a love him or hate him kind of guy, and I actually kind of really do like his movies, and his movies are by no means masterpieces. You know, I am well aware of that. In fact, I honestly think all of his movies are pretty bad. You know, aside from The Devil's Rejects, you know, it's actually like his most well-written film, definitely. A lot of people can agree on that. That's his best movie. But yeah, his movies for the most part are really dumb. They're very, very kind of poorly made. Yeah, I don't think his movies are that great, but I really do like them. I like watching them, especially during, you know, the Halloween time. And yeah, I like Rob Zombie, man. I even like his music. I think you know, his music's really great, and I end up listening to his music, you know, during the Halloween season as well. I always listen to his music and I watch his movies. So yeah, I kind of like Rob Zombie. He's one of my guilty pleasures for sure. He's definitely a guilty pleasure for me. I know a majority of people seem to hate him for some reason, but I can definitely see why people hate him. And I could definitely see why people hate this movie. This movie has gotten very mixed to negative reviews. In fact, mostly negative reviews. I've been seeing a lot more negative reviews since the movie came out lately. And yeah, I could definitely see why. Before I say anything, this movie, it's not good. It's not a good film. But to be flat out honest with you guys, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I really did. I enjoyed watching 31. I really liked watching it. It's a fun little movie, at least I think. At least for me. I know some people, you know, dreaded watching this movie. Like it was one of the worst cinematic experiences for them. And I could kind of see why, you know, maybe that's stretching it a little bit, you know, maybe it's not that bad, but I can see why people would think this is a bad movie. And, yeah, I don't know, I had fun with it. I thought it was a fun little movie. It's by no means good, but I had a good time watching it. The movie basically follows 5 carnival workers who are on a road trip, you know, going somewhere to do something, and it's, of course, October 31st, and there's 5 of these people, and, you know, they're in their RV, you know, going somewhere. But of course they get kidnapped and they get held hostage, and they wake up like in this weird compound thing. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like kind of like a compound. But yeah, they basically get kidnapped by all these clowns, these sadistic clowns, and they decide to play a little game with these 5 carnival workers, and the game is called 31. And basically how this game works is you have to survive in the next 12 hours, and if you survive within this 12 hours, then you get to go home. You're free, you get to escape. But yeah, these clowns are basically, after to kill you. They're gonna kill you, but you have to survive the clowns, in 12 hours in order to live. And that's basically the whole, that's basically the whole plot. It's pretty standard. And you know what? I really did like the clowns in this movie. I thought they were all pretty awesome. Let me see if I can remember the names. It was, Sickhead, Schizohead, Sexhead, Psychohead? Oh man, I don't remember. It's crazy, crazy names. But I will get to him later. Never mind. And all these clowns are pretty cool. They're definitely very creative. I will give him that. Like I believe the first clown, he's a midget, and he has a swastika painted on his chest, and he's wearing like a Nazi cap, and he speaks Spanish, and it's like that's fucking crazy, and I kind of love it. I don't know, I just love that whole sequence of that weird midget clown. And, the part with all the other clowns trying to kill these people, I thought it was a fun movie. I thought it was a fun little cat and mouse game, not gonna lie. But by far, the best clown in this movie, and the best thing about this movie, I've seen people who said they hated this movie, but they loved this specific character, and it's Doomhead. Doomhead is basically like the head clown, like he's the main clown, Nobody's ever, passed Doomhead before. Like, he's just on top of the charts. Yeah, he's killed the most people. He's the most brutal clown. He's a badass, and he is awesome in this movie. The actor who played him did a very, very good job of portraying, like, this psychopath, Like, it is a very, very cool character. Like, I really loved everything about this character. And the movie opens up. Like, this movie has a great opening. The opening to this movie is great, but it's basically Doomhead talking to one of his victims that he's about to kill. And it's like your first introduction to this character, and it's the very beginning of the movie, and you're like, yes, that is awesome. I want to see more of him. And you know what? We do get a lot more of him throughout the movie. Not throughout the movie, but towards the very end of the movie, we do get a lot of him, and he is in this movie quite a lot, and he gets a lot of screen time, and every time the character's on the screen, I really loved it. I loved, everything about this character is a lot of fun. Yeah, he's by far the best Joker of the year, I think he did a much better job portraying the Joker than Jared Leto. Just me personally, I think that. I think a lot of people can agree on that as well. But yeah, Doomhead is awesome, and a lot of the clowns are awesome. And yeah, I think the movie's fun, man. I don't know. I can't explain it. I just had a good time watching this movie. And I really do feel like I'm in the minority here, I think I'm pretty much the only person who liked the movie as much as I did. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fun, but believe me when I say that I don't think this is by any means a good movie. In fact, I think the movie's very poorly made, It's very poorly written. The dialogue is very awkward at some parts. Even the cinematography looked very ugly. There was nothing really great to look at, really. But then again, it's a horror movie, so... And the camera work was very, very confusing, Very... I don't know, man. The camera work, whoever did the cameras in this movie, what the fuck were you on? The cameras are constantly shaking, like they're just shaking like all over the place, just for no reason at all, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, there's parts where, these clowns are killing someone, and there's so much shit going on, like, it's like, it'll zoom into somebody's fucking knee, and you're like, why am I looking at a knee right now? There are a lot of moments like that in this movie, where the camera's constantly shaking, you have no idea what's going on, all you know is, somebody's getting messed up somewhere, somehow, I don't know how it's happening. I see geyses of blood, everywhere, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of moments like that. The camera work is very poorly done. The movie overall is very poorly done, but you know what? I liked it. I think the fact that the movie is very poorly made just kind of adds to the whole, I don't know, grindhouse aesthetic to the movie, if that makes any sense. Like the 70s sleazy, kind of grindhouse films that, it was clearly, supposed to be, mimicking, but I don't know, it kind of adds to the movie a little bit to me personally. But, yeah, so, I mean, I kind of liked it, don't hurt me, please, I'm sorry, I liked the movie. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it, I thought it was really fun. There was also a lot of parts that I actually laughed out loud a lot too. Rob Zombie does have a problem with putting, a lot of white trash characters in his movies, and it's like, why? But again, I think that adds to the 70s sleaziness. But yeah, I laughed a lot, so yeah, there you go. There's my thoughts on 31. overall, I'm probably, you know, as a movie, I would say it get like a 2.5 out of 5 for me, but you know, that's just looking at the movie technically, like, is this a good movie or a bad movie? And it's not a good movie. It's definitely not a good film, but on a personal level, I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and personally, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Just my personal rating of how fun I thought it was, a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was a good time. By no means a great movie. I know I keep saying that, but I just want to make that clear so you guys aren't like, what the fuck? But I still had fun with it. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Rob Zombie's 31. And in a nutshell, that is also my thoughts on Rob Zombie. Just, you know, in general, I think he's Rob Zombie. You're not going to get some quality cinematic experience here, you know? He's Rob Zombie, but I don't know. There's something about him that I like, you know. His movies are they remind me of Halloween in a way. I think that's the reason why I like a lot of his movies. It's because I love Halloween so much, and I love, you know, how his movies feel like Halloween to me, and I often watch a lot of his movies on Halloween, so maybe that's it. But this is a movie I'm definitely going to pick up when it comes out on Blu-ray, and I'm probably going to watch it, you know, maybe not every Halloween, but I will watch it, you know, definitely around the Halloween season every once in a while. And yeah, those are my personal thoughts on 31. Would I recommend this movie to you guys? I have no idea. I mean, a majority of people seem to really not like this movie, and like I said, I could see why, so I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this movie to you guys, but for me personally, I liked it. It's definitely a guilty pleasure of mine, and I look forward to watching it again. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it for this review, and I got those 2 reviews out of the way. I got them reviewing Don't Breathe and Rob Zombie's 31, and I will now get to reviewing, you know, the old classic horror films that I'm supposed to be reviewing for you guys. So I will get to those next, and stay tuned for those. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jacob Palacio, and I will see you guys later.